All right. Should have pulled this up on my laptop first. Got to pull up this live stream on my laptop so I can see the comments. If anybody's here already, I apologize if you said something. I ain't pulled it up yet to read it. Give everybody a second to get in here. What's up, Anthony? Taya will be here in a second, y'all. Everything looks alright. What's up, Keefe? What's up, Brad Plays? I'm great. How are you? How are all y'all doing? I'm just waiting for everybody to get in here and Ted to get here. She's talking to my mom. It's good to hear you're good. I'm glad to hear that. Hope this Rona go away soon so we can get back to our lives. Tired of being in the house. I need my shows back in my life. You would think the shows would be airing right now, given the fact that everybody's at home and can watch them. But I know they ain't finished their seasons, but still, they could have gave us what they got. Yeah, same, Anthony. I don't know that I miss school, but the work they're giving online is much worse than what I was getting in class. They just keep giving busy work. I'm tired of it. I took a test for like 2.5 hours today. Like, it's ridiculous. I never. It's ridiculous. I miss Walking Dead 2, Brad's Place. We need that finale ASAP. I'm sad that they didn't give us World Beyond at least. It must tie into the finale. I'm guessing that's the only reason. Or they just worried that it's going to go on longer than expected. And they want some content for the fall or summer. Yeah, I was going to start calling you Brad. Because that name's just long. Eventually, I'm going to shorten everybody's name. I'm just playing with the settings on my laptop if y'all wondering what I'm doing. Yeah, that's about kind of the work I've been doing. Shoot, I mean, college is no joke. I'm glad I got, what, 3 weeks? Plus, we're dealing with all this moving situation. See, I need to pack because I'm moving next week. So I need to start packing. So next time, if y'all see a video and ain't nothing up, no sword, and these posters, these boxes and stuff, yeah, that's what's going on. Y'all probably gonna slowly see my videos stuff be taken down. How do you rank Arrow seasons? Mine are 2, 5, 1, 8, 7, 3, 6, 4. Um, my favorite season. That's tough. I love so many. Um, I want to say season 2 because we had Roy, we had Sarah, Laurel, Thea, we had everybody, and Deathstroke himself was just amazing. So I'm gonna go 2. 5 with Prometheus was just amazing. Just the whole storyline there and how they introduced Dinah, Renee, Curtis, all that. Well, Curtis was been there, but it was all amazing. I love that season. Then I really do love season 7. I really love season 7 a lot. It got away from the traditional style of having like a whole season villain. So I really love 7 for that reason, just because it was different and it focused on so many different areas of the show. Um, After that, I would say 1. You gotta love classic Arrow. Um, what's left? 3, 4, 6, and 8. I would say 8. I love season 8. I just so many throwbacks, and just seeing all the characters, just reminiscing everything was just amazing. I would go probably 3. No, well, yeah, 3, 6. I hated the whole. I with 6. I didn't like the whole like new Team Arrow versus old Team Arrow. It was just frustrating how everybody was against Oliver. So that's second to last, and then I guess the last season would be 4. Um, you said I start college in September. Well, you're supposed to. Well, good luck. I mean, wait, is this gonna be your first time going to college, or? I actually don't hate season 3 of Arrow as well as some people do. Like, I thought it was, for the most part, the ending was a little but like the connectivity that it had with the Flash in season 1 of Flash, like that was amazing to me, and I wish they would get back to that. Like, I love how they had the mini crossovers, how like Cisco gave Laurel the Canary Cry device and stuff like that. But at the same time, I know why they stopped, because it was hard for people who didn't watch all the shows. Like, I have some friends who are actually catching up on Arrow, and then they'll text me all confused about something, and I have to sit there and explain that, oh, this happened on the Flash, or this happened on Legends of Tomorrow, or you got to watch this episode of this show to continue with the crossover, and like it'd be confusing for some of them. I'm like, I'd be trying to get my friends on board, but they just late. Feel sorry for high school seniors. I know. See, the worst thing that happened to me in high school, my senior year, was the last week of school, my school caught on fire. So they had to cancel the last week, which is like when we had like our senior picnic and just a whole bunch of like all our activities for seniors. So we kind of got robbed of that. Um, the only perk was I didn't have to do this long essay that I didn't want to do. I just told my teacher it burned in the building. I said, well, my essay's in my locker. There was a fire, so it probably burned down. So I don't know what you want me to do. He said, you're good. Don't worry about it. Just, you're graduated now. I'm like, all right, good. First time, Brad. First time is gonna. It might be stressful, but stick with it. It's my first year was definitely stressful. I didn't get to pick my classes at first, and I was unsure about my major, and it was stressful. But I'm happy to report it does get easier. It got, for oddly enough, it got easier as the journey went along. Like, you would think it would get harder and harder and harder. No, it's only gotten easier, and you'll learn the ropes quick. Like, you'll love it. Um, I thought Roz wasn't that bad though. No, I don't think he was that bad at all. Yeah, he was really good. It's just I think a lot of the people why people don't like him was the All City stuff. But I mean, it was kind of annoying with them going back and forth. I think back then I read an interview where they were, since like Felicity was so popular, they were trying to make her like a little less likable. I'm pretty sure I read an interview that said that, and I was like, what? Why would you ever write a character like that? But they succeeded. So. So what have y'all been doing though? Like when y'all quarantine? I mean, I'm still an essential worker, so I be getting out the house. Plus, where I live, we only have I think like 40 cases. They were all isolated incidents, so like all those people are home and either feeling better. I don't think we've had no deaths. It's really good in my city. They're actually talking about we're going to be opening up really soon, which is really good for me because it's nothing to do here, nothing at all. But I mean, I mean, like our family, we visit each other because I mean, we don't go anywhere but each other. Like we all stay home, so we've only traveled to each other's houses. So I get family time, but that's as most I do. And yeah, I do college as well. And yeah, I play PS4 too. I've been playing PS4 more than I've played since I was a kid. Like I think one time I was up till 7 a.m. and I was like, okay, wow, I'm too old for this now. I'm like, I ain't never been able to do this. Like it just felt foreign to me, but it was fun. It was a good throwback for me. I love getting to play with all my friends and like it just feels like I was a kid again. Like nowhere to go, no responsibility. Well, a little responsibility, but at Smoothie King, I never heard of that. We don't have that here. Binge watching Marvel Netflix shows. The only Marvel Netflix show I watched, well, that I liked, was Jessica Jones. That the Kilgrave guy, he sold the series for me, so I've watched it ever since. I tried to get into Daredevil. I couldn't get into it, but I was younger. Maybe, and I'm biased. I like DC more, so maybe I'd have to give it another shot. But it also doesn't make me want to watch it because it got canceled. Luke Cage, I think I only watched the pilot. I didn't know. I did watch Defenders though. I finished that. Not that I really knew what was going on, but online schoolwork, Arrow. I'm about to actually buy the. They're releasing the huge pack. The deluxe DVD pack, the Blu-ray pack, where you can have all 8 seasons plus Crisis on Infinite Earths for like 100 and I think for the Blu-ray it's like 170 or something, 160. I'm buying that. So I can't wait to do that and binge and see all the behind the scenes stuff. I'm gonna just take a whole month and just watch everything. You was up till 7 the other day plus. Oh yeah, I was up till 7 the other day plus I played PS since I was younger. You know, I was never a PlayStation person. I was always an Xbox person. My Xbox got the Red Ring of Death, and then all my friends got PlayStations. I'm like, well, I'm in the market for a new system, so I got PlayStation. So, but I don't like PlayStation. I'm gonna be honest. I like Xbox. The next console I get is gonna be the new Xbox for sure. Because PlayStation, I don't know, the players are just toxic to me. Y'all should see my message list from people I've just trashed. They're such haters. What's up, Napalm? Oh, you, Kiefer, you enjoy Jessica Jones? That's what's up. That's my series. Love your Harley reactions. Not many doing it. I know, that's surprising too. A lot of people are just behind, but we just posted episode 2. Tay was out of town, so we were behind. What's your thoughts on Ezra Miller, and do you think Grant will be in the movie? Which I hope that happens. I think he's the better Flash. That was actually crazy. He better just lay low for a while. He kind of screwed up, but he was clearly on something. Like it was at a bar, so not to mention he was drunk. And if he was on something else, then I don't know. That's just not a good look. He has, but famous people have publicists and stuff like that to help them better their image. So he's gonna have to kiss up to the media somehow, and not everybody's gonna forget, and not everybody's gonna forgive him. But he just should definitely apologize. He should say something. Hiding quietly is not gonna make it disappear because as soon as something happens in his life, a new movie announcement or whatever, something the Flash comes up, everybody's gonna bring it up. So he better address it soon. I know Warner Bros is just pissed. As for if I think Grant will show up in the movie, anything's possible. I never thought he'd show up on Crisis on the show. Anything's possible. I don't want to say no because I would have never thought he would have been in Crisis. So, they say never. I was always a Nintendo guy. Same. I still buy Nintendo stuff. I think I've had since the Nintendo Game Boy, and I have the Switch now. I have everything that I keep up with it currently. All the current stuff. So I love Nintendo as well. I was always a Pokemon player. Me and my one friend, me and my best friend, we still play Pokemon, and I've been trying to teach Taya, but she's not so much as good at video games as I am. I'm not a PC person though. I don't know. I'm not really good with the mouse, which is weird. Is that Kobe? Man, we don't play for the people. We play to have fun, Playboy. Yeah, I know that's word, Kobe word. I know that's right. I love all your reactions. Yeah, I'm a Nintendo guy too. So what's up, Brad? And I appreciate you. I would appreciate your support. DC stream probably not as popular as Disney Plus. Could be the reason Disney threw stupid money at that. Disney, I mean DC Universe, their streaming service is kind of. I think I don't know. It's a lot of people like articles say it's disappointing, but like as in like the people who subscribe to it, but that's probably because it's only in the U.S. U.S. is not really the big supporter for DC. It's most of like the foreign countries, like everybody outside the U.S. is where like DC gets all its money from. So them not putting that out there was kind of a stupid move, but that's I guess what HBO Max is gonna do. So I don't know where Tay is. I don't know if he's downstairs. So it's Alice locked in Arkham. Who's the next villain for Batwoman? And I think we might see Alice in season 2. She's like Reverse Flash. Yeah, I definitely don't think we're gonna get rid of Alice. She might not be in the spotlight as much in season 2, but I don't think she's gone. I don't know. Batwoman's one of the shows that's actually surprised me. Like that show blew my expectations away. So I'm not sure where that show's gonna go, who they could introduce as the next villain. I could see them maybe wanting to do more with Mouse, but I don't know. I still feel like Alex is gonna definitely be like a big presence. The Mandalorian money Disney spent is just insane. Hey, Star Wars is a big money grab. Like that was probably one of their best moves. I mean, Mandalorian, it was amazing, and putting Baby Yoda in that was just amazing. I mean, that was a perfect like way to sell their platform, especially since they seem to be taking their time with all the Marvel stuff. So it was definitely a good move to put the Star Wars in the forefront to get those fans on board, and then Marvel can continue to help carry that. Plus all their other Disney stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's other like all the kids love their Disney movies. React to Harley Quinn season 2 episode 2. It's already up if you check my channel. I just posted it like 2 hours ago, or maybe it was less than that. But it's up. The full reaction to that is on Patreon if y'all want to subscribe to that. It's not cut. You can see everything. Otherwise, the YouTube version's up. Y'all should be able to see it. It didn't get blocked or nothing, luckily. Um, that's why I like PC gaming. It's so much more responsive if you have a great PC. I've never had a great PC. I've always had trash. This laptop is trash. I hate it. I hate it so much. Like it only works when it wants to work, and that's frustrating. It finally just started acting right. Before, like it take me 20 minutes just to connect to the internet. I hate this laptop. So maybe that's why I've never been good. Like we've always had trash computers and everything lags. What's up, James? I should go see what Tay is doing. Unpopular opinion: Jeff and Oliver should have worked together in a crossover like Crisis. No, that was one of the things I was excited for, and then they killed Oliver off in episode 1, and I'm like, yeah, well, my dreams are shattered because I knew he wasn't coming back for. I just knew he wasn't gonna be, in another crossover or nothing. I don't think all like Steven's gonna come back anytime soon, so I doubt they'll ever even get any scenes together. Because when he came back as Spectre, I knew he was only going to interact with the people he knew. And Jeff wasn't going to be in it that much because they filmed it all the way in Atlanta. Yeah, Taya lives with me for now. I'm getting my own place next week. But she still will be around in the city for a little bit, so we'll still do reactions. She'll just have to come to my house. What's up, Johnson? Taya is downstairs. I'm gonna go get her in a second. um, on an occasional visit type thing. Yeah, we'll visit each other occasionally, and then probably for filming reactions. Well, most of our shows come on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, so we'll definitely just probably get together either the day of or the day after and film reactions. Um, so more people are coming. What's up, y'all? 100% positive you said or mentioned this in the comments or post, but where do you live? I live in Pennsylvania, and then my family, they're leaving to go to North Carolina. Do you have any predictions for season 4 of Black Lightning? I have no idea where that show is gonna go. I think it's gonna be like a fight for the city for the drug dealers is what I think. I think it's gonna be Tobias versus Lady E versus Lala, all fighting for like control of like the drug realm. And then you're gonna have Blackbird up in the mix because I already know she's going after Lala for all that mess he didn't talked. And I think they're all going to be fighting for some sort of power. We already know Lady Eve wants to get on that shadow board that Odell was on. So I think she's going to be trying to regain some power. We already know she has some form of control over Lala, so that gives her something over him. But also, Tobias, he's struggling because he's still in Markovia. And I don't even know what they're doing with Gravedigger. A lot of people pointed out that he seemed happy with how things turned out, so he might leave everybody alone. But if not, I'm afraid of what he might do. But that's my only prediction I have. I have no idea what else they're gonna do. Uh, what do you think about the corona still not having reached the U.S.? It has reached the U.S. I'm not sure what you mean. We have probably more cases than most countries. I'm pretty sure. I only watch the news occasionally. I'm in Ghana. Yeah, we have it in the U.S. a lot. What's the name of your street? No, sir. I'm sorry. I can't give that out. Can't leave due to COVID. No, definitely stay home. I miss my white people. I'm dead. Uh, it's a CW show, so probably awful. CW shows and what they've done with the DC license is horrific. The most highest rated is The Flash. It's alright, I guess, sort of. Yeah, that's the only problem I've ever had. My problem isn't really so much with the budget, it's with the amount of episodes they have. Um, I think they have too many episodes, and in the beginning, like they were stretching villains out way too long. My problem happened really was with Cicada, how he just kept jumping away, and then Barry was like, "Oh, I'm searching the city," but then he couldn't find him. I'm like, "Well, he had to land somewhere." Like I didn't like that. And then they made jokes out of it. Cisco was like, "Oh, he's super girling away." I'm like, it's kind of got corny at that point. But this current season, I really liked a lot. But I mean, I enjoy just for the characters, the main plot. I mean, I even enjoy some of the fun stuff they do that doesn't have to do with the main story. I mean, I love all the CW shows, so doesn't mean I don't think they could be better. Like the DC Universe shows, I've loved every single one of them. Now, those are how you do DC shows. They're just top tier for me. Uh, what's Obama's plan to fix it? Well, Obama's not in power, so I don't know what Obama doing. I don't know. I don't really keep up with politics or what the government's doing. I really don't pay attention to that stuff. I leave that to other people. Do you sell your shirt? No, no, I don't sell anything. CW budget is bad. I think it's bad because they stretch it out over so many episodes, but that's just my opinion. I don't really know. I could look into it, but uh, I don't know. I'm gonna go see where Tay is. So I'm gonna disappear for a second. That's cool with y'all. I think she's in the kitchen. I'll be right back. Ugh. She's coming, y'all. I just realized my live on my computer, it was like a couple minutes behind. What I miss? I really want Iris, the real Iris, to come back, and I hope we get a great reunion with Barry and Iris, if that's possible. That Mirror Iris could be the main villain. I do want real Iris back too, because she's having so many great moments with our Barry, and it's not really the real Iris.
Yeah, it kind of makes me irritated that Barry's like not figuring it out. Like, as her husband, I get it. She's a good actor and stuff, but as her husband, he should be able to tell quicker than her brother was.
I think it had to do with the fact that Wally. I think because Wally
special training or whatever.
That, and I think it's just that he was gone for so long, and so like it was like he came back and noticed something different versus Barry. He's kind of seen her lately, the Mirror Iris, like kind of grow into how she's acting in a way. You know what I mean?
I guess, but
I get what you're saying. But he kind of did feel something in the mirror when he was looking at it. But
I just wish he would question himself more, you know, instead of just brush it over.
And I think he's been so distracted with things like Reverse Flash, then the Speed Force discipline.
Especially Reverse Flash.
I think if Barry had a moment to sit down and really pay attention, I feel like he'd understand.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
What's the purpose of a live show? Just to kill time, or want to get feedback from himself? No, we're just killing time, talking to y'all, see what's up. Yeah, that's about it. We're just chilling. We ain't really doing much, so every now and then I like to check in with y'all, see what's going on.
If your opinions have changed. If your thoughts and opinions have changed.
Oh yeah, and I did want to update y'all on just how things would be working for us as with we're moving. We're still figuring things out. Everything's changing quickly. We weren't moving until June, and I thought, hey, by then all the CW shows will be done. You know, it would be after June actually too. So like all the shows would have been done, but Rona changed everything, so the shows got delayed, and then it kind of pushed our move date up. But Taya is still going to be around a little bit longer than originally. We thought originally she was going to leave at the end of this month.
Yeah.
But she's going to stay just a little bit longer in May.
Which is good.
So that's good. That'll give us some more extra videos for you guys to hopefully maybe finish off some of the other shows. Like, we got like 8 people. We had like 15 at one point, but what was I saying? Yeah, just more reactions. I don't know if any of the shows will be able to finish. I know we were over halfway. I know like Supergirl only had like 20 episodes, but I'm pretty sure they cut, like they said they're not gonna film anything else, and that they're gonna just merge episode 19 and 20 with the footage they have. So it's either gonna have 19 episodes or 20, but that show's really close to being done, so that's like one of the shows we could finish. I'm pretty sure Legends is done, and that's only a 15 episode season, so 16 if you include the Crisis episode. So that's almost done. So we might be able to wrap up a couple in the next few weeks. Other than that, my hope was to get everything done that we started, but I'll at least finish it, and if I can figure out a way for us to at least do the finales together, that'd be cool. But we'll see how everything works out. Because traveling's tough right now. Are both of you safe and feeling good? No, yeah. Our where we live, the coronavirus is really low. I think we only have 40 people out of the 11,000 people who live here. So we're great.
We're not great.
Well, I mean, actually, our city is really good. They just announced that we're gonna be opening up again here because everything's so low, and like everybody here practices the safe distance.
I like coronavirus. Wait, what?
I forgot you can't see the comments.
I like coronavirus with lime.
The second highest rated CW show's The 100. I couldn't get into that show. I tried. I'm so hard. It's so hard for me to get into shows. It really is.
Is that a joke? I like coronavirus so
I
It's funny.
like the Corona beer. I remember I went. I seen online. I was like, oh, people aren't buying Corona the beer because of the coronavirus. Have you seen the trailer for the Walking Dead finale?
No.
I have, and I reacted to it. It should be on my page. I reacted to the trailer and the opening
On your
minutes,
page.
like on our page. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Girls catch everything, don't they? Have you seen in the trailer the new character with the mask? I have, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a surprise who it is," and I'm like, "Well, who the hell could it be?" Like, there's literally like most of the characters that are gone are gone. Like, so who could it be? It's not like anybody left. Like, I was trying to think. I'm like, maybe it's Morgan. Maybe they could do it because Fear. I'm assuming. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure Fear didn't have a 6 year time jump like The Walking Dead, so it would be easy for him to make an appearance on the main show, and because he used to wear those masks and stuff. You were saying. I mean, I you were saying that's he was wearing the masks and stuff back in season 5 when he was traveling trying to catch up to Rick. So it wouldn't be all that surprising to me if that was Morgan.
That's what they thought too. That's what they said.
Yeah, that's the only character I can think of who it would be.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like trailers or previews. They just like to be like, watch it like how it is.
Some people don't do trailers, but we do watch trailers, but lately we just haven't been reacting to them. But I'm probably gonna start reacting to them. Everything's just been so busy with moving and school and her traveling.
But the character in the trailer had really, really skinny legs.
I didn't even have time to look at all that. I think I only watched it once, so I was like, it was only like a split second. And I was trying to look at the face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go around back to.
Oh, yeah. Taya's a little busy. She has to finish what she was doing. But she did want to stop in and say hi as she knocks down everything as she walks out the door. She makes messes. Lil Sis, what's your favorite thing you reacted to? She's gone. I think her favorite thing would probably be either the Wonder Woman trailer we did or probably Harley Quinn. She loves Harley Quinn. I remember she's the reason we were reacting to it because she said she was going to watch that show whether I decided to or not because I wasn't sure if I wanted to. Glad I did. That show's amazing. But that's probably, I think she really enjoys watching Harley Quinn the most. That's, to me, behind the scenes, that's what she's most excited for most of the time. Well, if she ain't coming back, I'm going to fix the camera so it's just like on me. So it's not so far away. Let me see what it looked like on my computer. My computer is so slow. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's still minutes behind. Okay, that looks better. Don't mind my dresser. My dresser's like a mess. But, what are you guys saying? It sucks that we have to wait years for the Rick movie. Yeah, I think they're waiting for Michonne. I know, yeah, you said, I know you miss Michonne. I do miss Michonne. I think they are waiting for Deny. I think probably shortly after Andy decided he was going to leave Deny, because I think she said she decided back in season 9 it was time to go and do other things. But so she probably either liked the idea of going to do something different, doing something shorter that takes less of her time, but still being part of The Walking Dead because Deny loves Walking Dead so much. So I think I like the reports saying that she might get her own miniseries leading to Rick, or that she's definitely going to be in the movies, obviously. So they definitely, if she decided that, they were going to wait for her because Michonne's such a big part of Rick's story now, and vice versa. So considering she's raising his kids and continuing the Grimes legacy, so it makes sense that they'd wait for her to join. Plus, doing that gives them time to write a really good story and go through and like triple check everything that they that they want to do. That's the thing. That's just the thing with Andrew Lincoln. That he wants to be with his family more in real life, right? And you can't, you got to respect that because he did give so much for us, the fans. He gave 9 years of his life. So, I mean, it's just amazing that he did it that far, that long. Denai's been killing it. Probably now the most expensive actor. I know since she got the Marvel deals, killing it as a Okoye. They've been talks about giving Okoye a Disney Plus series too. Like they just really love Denai. I would love a mini series of Okoye though. Her Black Panther character, she was amazing. Because Denai is definitely leading material, so more power to her. Maybe I'm just biased though, because I love Denai. Let's say yeah, I heard Michelle might get her own show. I really hope. So I love the character. Same, a mini series with her would be amazing. I would love that. Yeah, she's making big moves outside The Walking Dead, which is also getting banked from. Yeah, now she's showrunner. So, movie star, showrunner, playwright. She's just killing it. That's what's up, though. I'm glad she's getting all this greatness. I remember, I'll never forget the day I met her at Walker Stalker Con. I was so nervous. I had 7 hours. I stood 7 hours in a line off and on with my mom. We kept swapping out so we could both enjoy the con. And so it was finally close to my turn. I was like one of the last people before she went on lunch. And I was like, the whole time, I'm like, okay, I gotta think of what I gotta say. I got 7 hours. I can think of some stuff to say. Like, because I was so nervous. I had this whole big thing what I was gonna say. I don't even know what it was now. Then I got up to her and I couldn't say nothing. I was like, dang. I was like, I lost like all train of thought. I was just like in shock. And we did have conversation, and then she wanted me to vote, but I was like 17. My birthday was like 2 months away, so she was disappointed that I couldn't vote. But we talked for a second. I don't even know what we said. I think I asked her a question about Rick and Michonne, and then she laughed, and she was just talking about Michonne for a minute. And I was just so much like in shock, and I was just so like it just felt unreal. And she was like signing my sword that I got back there, and she signed our photo op. Um, and I was just so happy. And then she was talking to my mom and my sister, and it was just amazing. But then you also felt the pressure because it was like, oh, well, I know she wants to go to lunch. And then there was people behind me waiting to talk. And I'm just like, there was so much pressure. And I'm like, I'm actually meeting, my favorite person in the world. I'm like, you never meet your favorite person in the world. So it was just like, so much pressure on me. I loved it. Tay's in the doorway hating, But I love the night. That's my story. Oh, and then we also got to take a photo op together. That was actually the first time I met her. It was me and Tay waiting in the line with me, and then they were like, "Oh, is your sister gonna be in the picture with you?" I'm like, I was like, do I want her in the picture? I was like, no, she's not. Just me and Denai. And I took the picture, and then I guess one of us blinked, and then Denai's like, "Oh, come back." One of us blinked, and I'm like, "Yes, I'll come back. Of course, I'll come back and take another picture, Denai." And it was just amazing. And then I just like I geeked out for a while, and she was telling me to calm down. It was just hilarious.
She's like, "You have a beautiful smile."
Yeah, she told me I had a great smile. I was like, "Dang, did you hear? She said I had a great smile." And then you know what?
Who wants to stop talking
and
about
then look, no,
an hour.
not even a couple months after that, right? Look what I got. Look what I got. Look what I got. Best smile. Right after Denai said that. I'm telling y'all, she cemented it. She cemented it.
I made a mistake.
No, she didn't.
Certificate.
No, Denai knew what she was talking about. She said I had a great smile. Can I even see you?
I just asked you.
I know, that's what I need.
I
ain't even reading the comments. I've been talking about the knives. Not sure how much AMC can match that up, so they'll wrap stuff up.
They're so jealous.
Stuff around her schedule. Oh yeah, they'll definitely work around her schedule. They want her. Top 3 favorite Walking Dead characters. Michonne.
Did you tell him about the signature?
Yeah, I told him. Of course I told him about the signature. I think I got every detail. Michonne, Judith, Herschel. I just so many because I want to fit Glenn in there. So I'm going to say Herschel / Glenn / I loved Abraham /
Didn't you do that
Carl
thing where
Browns.
you ran from the fake zombies?
Oh yeah, we did do like it was like a
I couldn't do it. I was so mad.
yeah, you were too young. It was for adults. It was like a zombie. I don't even know. It was like a run. You go through it like, and you pretend you're in a zombie world. And they had like walkers, actual extras chasing you and stuff. And like, we had to cover ourselves in guts and go through this maze. Like we had to go through a little herd, and we had to jump over stuff and crawl through things. It was crazy. It was fun. It's expensive, but it was fun. You had to dig in a walker's stomach and get the key,
But
figure
when
out
we were
codes.
walking to there, it was so nasty. Those cockroaches on the ground. Ooh, I'll never forget that.
Oh, that was in Florida though.
No, that was
Georgia,
there
I
when we were
mean.
walking to there.
Oh, I don't remember none of that.
I remember it. I'll never forget that. It was so nasty.
It was fun though, and then I didn't know one of the people in our group was actually a worker. They don't tell you that she was actually playing a part. And then at one point, somebody pulled out a gun and the lights went off, and then shot. It's like a gunshot shot, and then there was the girls on the floor, and there was like fake blood, and we're like, "What the hell? Like, what is going on?" Like, and then that was basically the end of it though. So then they were like, "Oh, that was part of the whole thing," and I'm like. Oh, I'm so confused. This man just pulled out a fake gun and shot this woman, and she was on the ground. I was so confused, like, because I guess people were also supposed to be hunting us. That was who we were running from. We were running from people, but we had to go through walkers, and it was crazy. I'll never forget that. That whole thing was just fun, and I was so mad because I wasn't old enough to go. Tom, what is it? Isn't it Tom Paine? Jesus. He was throwing a party there, but you had to be 21, and I was so sad. I was so sad because I seen him. I got in the line anyway. I knew I wasn't gonna get in, but he was standing at the door, like
I got
greeting
my
people.
signature.
So I just stood in line just so I could talk to him, and then he went inside as soon as I got close. I'm like,
Who
great.
did I get my signature from again?
Oh, Chad Coleman, Tyrese, and he gave her a free.
I only
autograph.
got a signature from him because he played.
He played an
Arrow.
Arrow. He was Tobias Church, I think, in season 6 of Arrow. So,
So only
yeah.
reason I got a signature for him.
I remember that picture you took with her shown in the show. Yeah. Negan is effing hilarious. Definitely my favorite top 5. That's what's up. A lot of the Negan fans hate me.
Hey, this is
because that one video.
Confirm
my God.
your best reaction to Big Bro Hartley.
Oh yeah, as soon as you left, they asked what was the favorite thing that you reacted to.
Oh,
I just kind of guessed for you. Let's see if I was right, yo.
Crossovers and Hartley. I love crossovers.
Okay, I was partially right. I guess you did enjoy the crossover a lot.
I'm so sad.
I guess
though.
I
I
said
shed tears. I don't like that, but
I said that your favorites was Harley and Wonder Woman trailer
oh yeah, Wonder Woman.
because you were so excited. Top 3 is Rick, Negan, Daryl. Okay, that's a good list. You enjoy the leads of the show. What's up? Hey, let's remember that. What spinoff show would you like to see Martian Manhunter, Roy, and Theo, or Deathstroke? What kind of spinoff I would like to see? It's hard. But those specific characters, or just, I mean, because with like Roy, I would have loved them to do like, because they had a bunch of sidekicks on the show. I would have loved to see them team up.
Oh, I want to see Roy and Flash working with
Those 4 characters in particular on one show, I
Working
wouldn't even
with
know what that
Flash.
would be. I really don't. I don't even know what to call that. Y'all should watch Cobra Kai. It's really a good show to react to. Well, like I mentioned,
What's
she's
it
leaving,
about?
so it would be hard for us to start something.
What's it about though? I don't know.
Cobra Kai is good if you were a kid when you were watching Karate Kid. LOL. I don't know, I just went all the way down. That show requires
Have
nostalgia.
you watched Prison Break or Breaking Bad?
I did watch Prison Break. I mean, when I watched it though, she was way too young, so she would have never understood that. But I did watch the series. I got to season 3 of Breaking Bad. That's not my kind of show. Even though my friend kept begging me to watch it, but I was like, I tried. Nah, not really. I didn't really grow up with it like that. He was replying to somebody else. What would you think of Dwayne Morgan's son back in season 1 was a guy in the trailer for the finale? It's been a popular theory. I have seen that theory, and I wouldn't be too surprised. You know why? Because in
Why?
the comics, I believe Michonne found her daughter, who she believed was dead, and I always wondered. Well, I knew that they weren't going to be able to do that because, I mean, she said she seen her kid die, so I was like, and she only had one, so I'm like, okay. But I could definitely see them doing that with Morgan's character because I assumed they just were going to skip that storyline. But I would be really disappointed if they did that and Morgan's not here. I would be really upset that they did that if it was Dwayne and Morgan's not here. Unless they have plans to bring him in season 11, but I would be shocked and I'd be amazed and I'd be disappointed because Morgan's not here. I want Morgan back. I would just pick one of them and have a spinoff. Uh, Wait, what was the options?
Alright, I'm going.
Thea, Deathstroke.
I'll be back if I can.
Okay.
Bye.
I want to say I want to say Martian Manhunter, but I don't know that Supergirl always gives him the like. I don't know. Uh, I want to believe he can hold his own show, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe a Roy Thea series. I would love that. What's a child actor look like now? What's a child actor look like now? I have no idea. I've never seen him growing up. I've seen older Sophia and the Walker Girl, um, and we watched Chandler grow up. But I don't think I've ever seen anything about Dwayne. That's a good question. Do you think Black Lightning will cross over with the individual shows or only the big crossovers? Um, I think they're both a possibility. Obviously, it's difficult. Um, for them to get Black Lightning to come to Vancouver, considering like Jeff has to be filming his show simultaneously. And if that's the case, that'll never be all the characters unless they did something like where one of the other shows went on a break and like Grant could fly down to Atlanta and film it there with them and be in one of their episodes. But it's unlikely. Unless they move to Vancouver, I don't see there being just a random crossover with him in it. Unfortunately, yeah, I think it just cost them too much to fly everything. Because I remember them saying, "Oh, not only does Crest have to fly there, but they have to fly the suit separately and have a handler for that." And like it was just kind of a lot for them. And then I think when he did go, he only had 3 days of film, which is why they had to cram everything in, and it was just like it would be a lot for them, unfortunately. But I really would love to see it. Yeah, I would be upset if Morgan wasn't here, but imagine if Dwayne and some of the group will be talking about Rick or Morgan, all of a sudden Dwayne would be like, Morgan, that's my father. That would be interesting, and I could see them transitioning him to Fear, but there's something. It's a possibility, but I just would have loved to see it flesh out um on the show, on the main show, but. It's been like 8 years since we saw Dwayne. There was time, yeah, it would have been 8 years. So Dwayne would have been, well, he would have been about probably about 18, probably, assuming he was like 10. He'd have been about 18, 19, something like that. You oddly have a low number of subs. I don't get it. Been a sub for a while now. Well, I've only just started in September, so it hasn't even been a year yet. I didn't honestly think I'd get this far. I'll be honest with you. I think I was last time I looked, I was at 1,399. So one away for. Oh, actually, it says 1.4K now. So 1,400. But yeah, we're still fairly new at this. So, but I mean, I'm appreciative. I appreciate everyone who's here and everybody that who does subscribe. Because I really didn't think I'd get this far. At least not so soon. Um, Hey, Lil Sis, I know during the last time I asked you have social media, which you have Snapchat. I guess she doesn't really have Snapchat. I think she made one, but she doesn't know. She doesn't remember passwords. So yeah, she doesn't use social media at all. Not really. All she does on her phone is play Roblox. Honestly, or whatever she has, tablet. Dwayne would be about 20. He could be like 12 or something. Back in the season, yeah, I could see him being 12. That would be cool. I definitely think it's a possibility given there's a comic storyline similar to it. I think it's possible for Black Lightning to completely move to Vancouver, considering that suits were completely removed from Gambi's shop. It's possible. I'm just afraid of who they'll lose if they do it, because there's shows like Supergirl who've moved. I don't remember where Supergirl was. I don't know if it was like, I'm gonna guess. I think it was like Seattle or something crazy, some weird city, and they moved to Vancouver and they lost Cat, and she was a great character, amazing character. She would have been the last person I would have picked to leave the series back then. So um, yeah, so I mean, I'd just be afraid of who they lose. I mean, I'm sure they can keep the main family, but and Gambi, but the rest, like Lala, like they have to get him to be willing to move, and like Lady Eve, they wanted to keep her around. That I don't know. They could lose some people. I don't know. Like TC, I don't know if he'd be willing to do that. Like, because they filmed for months, so they'd have to get a place down there, and that stuff costs money. As if the actors are willing to do it. Like the less wealthy actors, I feel like they won't be able to do that. So I don't know. Though I'm just kind of guessing. I started rewatching The Walking Dead like a month ago. Already at season 4. You should go back. You should go for it too if you want. It's nice to see how it was back in the day. Actually, I was doing that. I did it last summer. I actually, in my Walking Dead supply job, I got like a book. It's called The Green. I think it's like a Green family book. It was like a book that Beth was writing in, I think in season 2. And I went back and I started writing the details of everything. Like I literally thoroughly went through episodes, paused them, like wrote things that, that I missed on first glance or that I noticed, like, or like if I heard something behind the scenes about it, like I'd write that down. And I just write what like certain things meant. Like I did it up to the end of season 1 to 3. And then in one of my recent supply drops, I got another notebook, the Rick Grimes one with his sheriff badge on it. I'm gonna do probably 4 through 6 on that, and just go down and write every detail. And like I wrote like when lines come back up, like how like Officer Friendly got brought up in like season 3, episode what 14, 15. Just stuff like that, just little like nods that they do, and like like comparing like I would compare like the pilot to like the 100th episode. Like they had all those nods back to like season 1 and all that. I just write stuff like that down. I was just going through and just writing everything, like changes that I noticed in characters, like when they really like I think I wrote the moment when I really seen Shane like flip, and like you could see a really big difference in his personality. Like I started writing everything down. I noticed. Um, but I've watched the series so many times I couldn't even tell you. Like I think I was playing a trivia game with my friend. She bought like the Walking Dead trivia card, and I got every question right. Every single question right. It was insane. They were like, "Wow, you have a problem, dude." I'm like, "I don't know." It was questions about directors, music, specific songs used. I got every single one right. I was proud. They were just like, "You need help." I tried to watch Batwoman, but it's like it'll just steal all of Batman's talk crap about him. The cinematography compared to say AMC, HBO. I know it's off, but that's because those are bigger networks. But one thing y'all can't say that about the CW is like they do crossovers better than anybody's ever done. That's the one thing CW has over every other network. No other network has been able to successfully do like pull off these big crossovers that the CW does. So y'all got to give them credit for that at least. No, the quality is not up there as like other ones, but I mean it is the CW. We wouldn't even have some of these shows if it wasn't for CW. So I mean, there would be no Flash, there would be no Arrow, there'd be none of that, none of the things we love. So we still gotta appreciate for them for what we get. Yes, I wish they had the bigger budget, but I mean that's why they have HBO now, their HBO Max or whatever. We'll get like there's a Green Lantern series that's gonna be super high budget on there. So I mean we are gonna get stuff. We have DC Universe, their budget is a bit higher. So I mean we're slowly getting there, but they don't do crossovers and stuff, so it's like it's kind of something only we can do on the CW, I guess, because it's I don't know. I don't know all the logistics of how things work on streaming services, but I'm pretty sure they don't all film at the same time. When I'm rewatching some episodes, I feel like I can't remember everything exactly how it was. For example, like when Daryl and Beth went alone after the attack at the prison with the governor. See, I know all that. I remember all that stuff. I can remember every detail. I could tell you what the character said. I could tell you everything. That's how much I watch the show. I have a problem. What's your top five Arrowverse villains? Deathstroke, Prometheus, Alice. Um, I really did like Rain from Supergirl. She was amazing. Um, First Flash. Um, those are just off the top of my head that I could think of immediately. Who's your favorite Walking Dead villain? Mine is definitely Negan. Alpha. I just love Samantha Morton's portrayal of Alpha. Now, I don't think she was as menacing as like the governor or Negan, but she was just so weird, and just the way she talked and she performed, she was so creepy, and she just brought a whole new level to the show. So Samantha Morton is probably my favorite villain. I think so. She's just so amazing and creepy, and it's like I almost didn't want her to die because like I just enjoyed the way she talked to people. It's just weird. Um, HBO needs to steal DC's license or Netflix. I mean, Warner Bros. Is H. I'm pretty sure like they merged or something, right? So I mean, they do have some DC properties. So I mean, they're gonna be creating DC shows. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm pretty sure they. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they have some portion of DC in their hands. Otherwise, they wouldn't be having Green Lantern or Doom Patrol on there. Um, Gotta go. Say hi to Lil Sis for me, please. Peace. Gotcha, Scoop. Beth, I remember breaking down and crying on Talking Dead. Cast was definitely tight knit. They definitely were. You can see that with every behind the scene video. They love each other so much. They definitely do. I'm gonna probably head out in about 10 minutes though, y'all. At 7:30 Eastern time. So if y'all got anything else y'all want to say it in the next 10 minutes. But yeah, I just Talking Dead. It hurts me every time I see the cast members. But I've grown to be so numb to the fact like losing characters. I feel like I used to just be so hurt, as in hurt, like I was no good the next day. Like I just be annoyed. Like I remember Glenn and Abraham died, y'all. Y'all couldn't talk to me for a week. Like I remember going to school the next day. I didn't even want to go. I didn't talk to know. I mean, I talked to my friends. We talked about it, but then other than that, I just didn't want to talk. And everybody knows. Everybody knows I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. Everybody in my school kept coming up to me. You see what happened to Glenn? You see what happened to Glenn? Sir, I am traumatized. Yes, I see what happened to Glenn. Yes, and everybody just wanted to talk to me about The Walking Dead. And I'm not a rude person, so I talked with everybody, but I didn't want to talk. And I was just when people weren't talking to me, I was just quiet, and I was just like, I couldn't let it go for the whole week. People were like just coming up to me because I wasn't super popular at my school, but everybody knew me, and everybody knew I loved The Walking Dead. So it is just yeah, it was a rough week for me. Herschel, uh, that one killed me. I shed a tear for Herschel. He was probably the first time I've ever shed a tear for a TV character. I loved Herschel. The only other character that probably really make me cry is if it was like if I seen Michonne die. That'd probably get me. Rick almost got me. Rick almost got me. His was emotional, and I was super sad for Michonne too. But I held it in, and then he was alive, and I just was filled with this excitement because I didn't expect it. Do you think we should get a new intro slash new logo for Black Lightning? Kind of like Arrow intro. Like my name is Jefferson Pierce. You know they. I don't know if it's just me, but do they still do like for y'all like the previously on the last episode, because when I'm watching the shows now, there's no previously on like Supergirl or well, there was like the last episode was, but like there's no previously on Batwoman or previously on the Flash. It just jumps right into it, and I was like, dang. Sometimes I like my previous on just so I can catch up on everything that happens. I don't know if that's just for like, cause sometimes the CW airs weird stuff here. So like, I don't know. There was one time like I was watching the Flash and it just flipped to the news, and I'm like, in the middle of an episode, I was so heated. But I don't know. My CW here is weird. Like they don't do the previously on anymore, so I don't even know. But as for if I think they should get a new intro, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, if they got the previously, my name is Jefferson Pierce. I don't know if I like that for Jeff. Jeff doesn't portray himself like that. And I think because the story doesn't focus on just Jeff, it focuses on his family. That wouldn't fit that show. That's more of a family-oriented show. So no, that's my official answer. I miss Sadiq. Oh no, Sadiq. They did him dirty. After Carl done sacrificed his life, we're not gonna talk about that. I'll miss Glenn. Don't bring up Glenn. I know I'm still. I said we can't. I told my friends they're not even allowed to say any meeny money more around me, because it just triggers me. Everybody knows that. Thanks for your uploads. Thank you for avoiding YouTube copyright bots and being very enjoyable to watch. Oh, I appreciate you. I'm trying to avoid these bots. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't been avoiding them. I've been fighting them because they keep blocking. I mean, today Harley Quinn was amazing. That one went up smoothly, and I was not expecting that, but they've been blocking things. That's why I just kind of stopped. I think the week that I was really behind on, of course, I caught up that early Monday, and then I went to go post things, and then like it just they blocked everything, and then like Legends was sitting there for days. They wouldn't release it, so that was like 2 weeks old, and I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, I'm trying to avoid the bots as best I can. I still miss Beth. To be honest, she had even more potential. She did. She really stepped up. And I didn't see her death coming. I thought she was gonna escape there and have a little thing with Noah, but her death was one of the most shocking for me. One of them. I just didn't like. I knew something was gonna happen. Like the whole scene was weird. It just how like everything, like the music slowed, it kind of got silent, and Beth walked up to her, and she just got that moment of courage. I knew Beth was gonna do something. I knew she was gonna stab her, but I didn't think she was just gonna get shot in the head and still not succeed in killing the woman. I don't know. I still watch that, and I'm just baffled. Like uh, I never saw that coming. I like when she was singing in the prison. I know, I loved her voice. She had a really good voice when she sang. If Michonne or Rick died, I would have stopped watching altogether. My friend stopped watching after Rick left. I didn't know if I would make it after Michonne left, but it's been so good, and I really do love Judith and RJ, and I love Daryl again and Carol. So I was like, I'm gonna continue. Um, I cried when Lori died, not because I liked the character though. Her death was just sad in general. I mean, just to see a kid lose his mom is just horrifying. Whether you like Lori or not, you could just be sad for Carl and Rick, and the fact that now a baby is not gonna have a mom. Like that whole just thing was sad. Back then, I was a kid when I watched it, so I didn't really care much about relationships, and I didn't really care about what was going on with the Shane and Lori Rick triangle because I was what 13. I really could care less. That's why back then I wasn't as into The Walking Dead as I was, because I didn't like the characters, because I didn't really care for all that drama. I just didn't. And then Michonne came, and she was interesting, and she was her own thing, and I just like how she called bullshit with like the governor and stuff. So like her story is what I got invested in initially, because I didn't care for all that relationship drama. At 13 years old, I didn't care, So I was sad when Lori died, but I remember it was also for me. I was Michonne showed up because I was watching it on Netflix. She showed up, and I decided to continue watching. Luckily, the next day, I think it was the mid-season premiere of season 3. They had a marathon as they normally do. I was luckily able to catch like episode 2. I missed episode 1, but I caught episode 2 up to all the way to 9. I watched the show for 9 hours straight, 8 hours straight, whatever it was, including the commercials. And so everything was hitting me at once. So it was like Lori's death and the death of all the prisoners, you know, like Tomas and um, Axel didn't die till later on. And then just like everything was just happening to me in one day, and it's just like wow, like it was. I remember. That's just what I remember. So Lori dying, T Dog dying. I had all that stuff in one day, all of it. My favorite Walking Dead season is season six. Season six was amazing. It showed that you don't have to kill a character, and that's a season to keep it interesting. They kept the plot fresh to me. Like I loved how in the beginning they got back to the roots with the zombies and dealing with those issues. Rick was sort of not fighting for power in Alexandria because he knew it would come naturally. Carol even said as much. He's like, you know, you're not in charge, but you are in charge, whatever. Like it was coming naturally, and Rick was accepting the Alexandrians slowly, and then they finally came together. I loved Rick's confidence in the back half until it screwed him over with the Saviors. That was when I was like, okay, you're a little too confident. But I love the confidence. Then Rishon happened, and then like I just like the hilltop was there, and like I loved the Jesus's character, and it was just like everything was happening. I loved it. Like season six, and we had everybody. Like that was the whole cast was there. Like and nobody was dying, and I'm like, yes, our group is finally at its peak. And Negan came and shit on everybody. So I was like, great. That's everything just fell apart, and it took Glenn for me. You're a great content creator. Appreciate you. You like season 3 and 4. Season 4 is probably my second favorite season. I just loved everything they did in season 4. It just felt fresh to me, and I could still easily rewatch it. I love seeing the groups like split up a little bit and their own dynamics. That was enjoyable for me because I like seeing characters who don't normally interact with each other, like Sasha and Maggie, Bob. Like I like that odd pairing. Daryl and Beth. Um, of course, I love the Grimes family together. Who else was together? I loved that was when we met Abraham, Rosita, Eugene, and I just loved the pairing with Tara and everything. So yeah, that was amazing. I'm trying to catch up on these comments. Hold on. Do you think the DCEU characters will show up in the Arrowverse shows? Probably not. I don't see Gal showing up, nor Ben Affleck, nor Henry Cavill now. They couldn't even get Henry Cavill for Shazam. Well, I knew it was due to timing, but I doubt it. They're too high maintenance, as in like too in demand right now. Oh, or if they would be in the movies. I don't want to say no. Anything's possible, but the other way around, unlikely. I think Ezra just he did it for the hell of it, and they were trying to promote. That was when everything was happening with the Flash movie, and I think there was so much controversy on whether it was and was not happening. I think that was a great way to tell people he's still here to stay. But now, after what he did, I mean, I don't think they're gonna cancel the movie, but we'll see how they handle Amber Heard after everything she did, and if she's in Aquaman too, because I know a lot of people don't want her in that. So we'll see how she gets handled since I think that movie comes before Flash. And if she's still in it, Flash is good. Ezra's good. Do you really do deserve more subs? I appreciate you. I really don't know what season is my favorite. Figure it out. So many good ones though, for real. Hold on, I keep scrolling down, trying to catch up. Oh, Daryl ain't going nowhere. Brad, Lori on the farm was annoying. I was not a fan of season 2. I just wasn't. I appreciate it more now that I'm older and I'm watching it, but back then I really didn't care. That's probably because back then, also, the only character I liked was Dale. I didn't really care for Rick. I definitely didn't like Carl, especially after Carl got Dale killed, who was my favorite. So Carl definitely was not my favorite person not until he was older. I liked T Dog. I liked Glenn. I did like Maggie, but they weren't my favorites at the time. I grew into Glenn. Um, Glenn probably started being my favorite around season 4. Season 3, Glenn went through a lot, so I understood him, but he didn't do anything to make him my favorite. I started loving him in season 4 when he got wiser and stuff like that. Um, T-Dog died a fighter. He definitely had one of the most heroic deaths. Appreciate him saving Carol. It definitely paid off. It'd be interesting to see had Carol died, how the show like Carol's definitely changed the show in her own ways. The things that woman does, I don't know that T Dog could. But I always wish we had more T Dog backstory. I remember them saying he drove into churches to save people. He was always a hero. T Dog was always a fighter and a lover. Do you remember the wolves when they went to Alexandria and started attacking? Yes, we love Carol. That episode, she popped off. Carol when she disguised herself, that was just genius to me. Like, cause I don't know what I would have done had I don't know if I would have thought of that. But see me, I would have had to find a black one at that, and still his. See, it would have been harder for me. Which character do you miss the most besides Rick, Michonne, Carl, and Glenn? Herschel. Herschel. I miss him a lot. I was so happy to see him in season 9. I also miss Abraham. I mean, I miss them all, but those are probably the top two. Shane was absolutely destroyed Negan. Shane, he's definitely more aggressive than well. He was more aggressive earlier on than Rick was, so he might have been where Maggie was and attacking them immediately and going after them, which I wouldn't have been opposed to, especially in the state I was after the murder of Glenn and Abraham. Um, Shane was 100 times better as Punisher. You know, I think I started watching that, but something stopped me. I'm gonna go back and watch that show. It looked good. I didn't. I was watching the pilot, but I had to stop for some reason. I just never went back. Season 2 was boring. Season 2 was one of the best. Ooh, controversy. For I'm kind of sucked in the comics too. I think I stopped right before I got there in the comics, but I'm gonna continue reading probably after the show's done. Top 3 seasons of what? The Walking Dead. 6, 4, and 9. 6, 4, and 9. I really love the even ones. 8 was me, but it's funny how delayed the chat is from what he sees as live. I was so behind because I kept telling stories. But I'm about to head off. Yeah, I'm about to get off. And my laptop, of course, is behind. I don't know how my laptop gets behind. Like, I click it on live, and then it just ends up like 4 minutes behind. Trash laptop, guys. Trash laptop. 4, 6, 9, or 10. 10, I didn't. I'm for 10. I'm not a huge fan of the first half, but the back half was definitely lit. The back half is probably like my second favorite back half of all back halves of the show. Season 6 back half is probably my favorite. Then season 9 back half. It was just. I mean, did I see season 6? Season 9, season 10. Its back half was definitely amazing. I like that they did the Whisper War right, because with Negan, I felt using a whole season for the war was way too much. Like, I just felt it dragged on way too much. So I'm glad they condensed the Whisper War to just the 8 episodes. I think that was what they should have done with the Savior arc. I think my personal thing is season 7. I mean, it was pretty okay how it was, but they could have sped some of the stuff up. I think by at least halfway through the back half of season 7, they should have had like where they had 716. They should have been fighting a little sooner, and then continue with some of like the earlier season 8 episodes how they had it, and then um, wrap the whole Negan war up by right before 8A, and then for 8B they could have done what they did for 9A. Well, the first 5 episodes of season 9 and had like the 2 year jump, you know, the aftermath, and like kind of dealing with Rick trying to bring the groups together and it kind of failing, and then because originally Andrew was gonna leave and at the end of season 8, so that would have been perfect if they would have just bumped the story up a little faster. And I think people would have loved season 8 and 7 more had they been faster paced and not dragged out too long. So I think that's what they should have done. And then season 9 could have just been all like this whisper stuff. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions and I'm out. Do you think season 11 will be as good as previous seasons? I think for me it'll be really interesting because I have no idea what happens after the Whispers. Like I don't even know what the Commonwealth is. I have no idea about any of the characters. I don't even know who Princess was. So it's gonna be interesting for me because I know nothing and I don't want to know anything. It's more funner that way when I don't know anything. So I'm assuming it'll be interesting, especially with a lot of stuff happening outside the show, like a lot of connectivity going on recently. I think it'll be interesting. Second half was amazing. Are you looking forward to the Commonwealth arc? Yes, because I don't know anything about it. Have a good one, Big Bro. I'll do my part like all of you. I have the comment popped up. Yep, appreciate you. Wait, what? I had a comment that popped up in one of your vids and it was totally my fault. You're good, no worries. Um, am I the only feel like the Whisper arc is rushed? I don't think it was rushed, but do you think we'll ever see Connie again? I think we'll see her in this final episode for sure. Um, yeah, what do you think they did with Heath? They already confirmed Heath is where Rick is in the movies in Jadis. The same people that took Rick are the same people who took Heath. They confirmed that. You can look it up. I know I said it 8 minutes ago, but I wanted to answer everybody's questions. And I wanted to say what I had to say. The way to pronounce Alpha Daughter kills me. Have a good Wednesday. Had a little sis for me. Will do. I don't. Okay. Well, all right, y'all. It was real. Thank y'all for stopping by. I appreciate y'all. Caught up on everything. Um, until next time, I'll keep watch the community board for updates on things. Full reactions are on Patreon. Everything will be going there first. Um, we should be on track next week for the Flash Legends, Batwoman, Supergirl, Harley Quinn, Star Wars, everything. Everything should be pretty. Well, I'm moving Friday, so things may be delayed that weekend, but I'll keep you guys updated. But all right, peace out, y'all.